Welcome back, fellow Armchair Generals. This is Gamer1745 with my actual continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3's Black Ice 10.41, the invading of the Soviet Union. We're colloquially calling Barbarossa, though this plan actually looks nothing like Barbarossa, especially with the Caucasus front. Now, as well as an Iranian front. So, yeah. How are we doing up here? Oh, we're not getting enough supplies. Ouch. Maybe we'll get more masks quickly enough, and then we can bring supplies in via the ocean. Okay, let's... I see. Yes, sure, Plunkett. Yes, okay. We want to stop that. Yes. Now we want to come over to some of these other tactical capabilities and look and see which one. Division headquarters, delay between attacks 2 hours. That's super good. Radio breakthrough +1. Morale, mostly. Oh, masterful breakthrough and attack movement. No, we'll do this first. Okay. Okay, let's see here. We've won here. We're pushing good. Okay, so we've gotten into here. They're pushing that way. We will attack and pin them there. We're invading here, which is just going to mainly be taking that harbor. You attack those fleeing troops there. Where? Oh, here. Okay. So they stopped pushing across there, so the units with good organization, including Von Kleist headquarters, we will go forward with. We've won this battle. Good. Here. Now that these guys are pushing here and here, let's add you to support that attack, go from the defense to an offense or somewhat offense. And we've won here. Okay. Major defeat. Okay, we're pushing them. We've won here. Good. Bow division is shattered. Probably in the attack. I really don't like that these divisions shatter in the attack. They should just lose organization before shattering. Yes, there is, Kodiak. Hey, Arno, can you go into Discord? I know right now it could crash the game for me. Arno, and go into Discord and generate a fresh invite link to the Discord and post it in the Twitch chat and maybe also in the YouTube. Please, thank you very much, Arno. He's a great moderator. So that people, and you can maybe find opponents. It depends on the game. You know, definitely, or players to play like or War Thunder, or maybe find Hearts of Iron opponents. And then sometimes we just get on and play and chat and whatever, hang out. So yeah, we do that kind of stuff on Discord if you are at all interested. Okay, well, yeah, now Arno handles the Facebook account and he posts over there. I do have some of the stuff for myself, but quite honestly, I don't look there much. Not zero, but it's just not. It's just sort of how many more social media type things. I do, and I should be on there more just for brand. Another division shattered and province lost. Uh-oh. Okay, they're retreating. You attack here. You come down here instead. Okay, you come through Minsk. I don't want you to... Okay, yeah, that should have been the right thing. We have a division here that, yeah... we're counterattacking. That is not good. So, yeah, don't expect too much. Not saying, you know, I do nothing there on Facebook, but don't expect too much. Meaning if you send me a message there, I may not see it or whatever. So, and thank you, Arno, for handling all that Facebook stuff. It really does help. Helps so much. Okay, I'm just wondering about... Well, is there any more? Not really. How are we doing here? Okay. They're hitting us with a... We're going to collapse. Support that attack. Hey, Ragnar. Where is Russian counterattack? Oh, they're already doing it. Yes, Chief of Staff. That's a good term for Arno. Chief of Staff. Well, there's a lot of Russian counterattacking. They're counterattacking in a lot of places. We're also keeping them off balance in a lot of places. Okay, they're going to move into there eventually. They blocked that. Why are you still... Oh, you're... Okay, now you can move. You move up here. You support that attack. What am I attacking against? Yeah, okay, yeah, we're gonna stop that attack. Yeah, it's not really a major defeat. Okay, let's shift some ICs more over to reinforcements. See, we're having a positive production. This is just weird problems with not AI so much, but just game management. Okay, you push into there. You come this way. Hit there. You're pushing up here. 19 hours until you can attack. You attack north into there, and you attack north into here to try to overrun. Keep moving. Okay, where you attack there. And you just over here. You get moving into this kind of path there. And you come to here. This is a counterattack here that is not being helpful on the Soviets. Okay, well, now that you're across the river here, sort of close this pocket up. If you're going to play the way I'm playing, you really have to work to keep the Soviets off balance, because otherwise we'll just see them get organized and push in like here. I did not have enough troops coming here effectively to keep the Soviet player off balance. Let's add you to that fight there. Add you there. So not that we're necessarily going to lose that, but the division, because we may very well advance into here and end up pushing together. Well, oh, you're still moving to there. I see Russians are trying to envelop down Wave 4 AI. At release was very proficient with envelopment, salience, and counterattacks. Then they broke it. Yeah. Okay, I was going to say delusions of competency, but let's go delusions of grandeur, because probably the actual, whether it's Hearts of Iron 3 or Hearts of Iron 4 combat AI, is actually pretty good if we take the realities of programming and the realities of what they're trying to do, an hourly based game, because this is actually a turn-based game, but it's done on the hour, up here. Not by the day, not by the week. It's sort of initiative, turn-based, hour. Doing all that is probably actually reasonably good, but it's obviously not nearly as good as a human, obviously. Paradox seems to do pretty well when you have big Doomstack armies, moving them around a board, or world or whatever, like in EU or Crusader Kings. They get their armies, they march into a province, it then forms up and battles another army, blah, blah, blah. You played those games. They do that reasonably well. They don't really do this kind of stuff well, either in maybe not so bad on the actual tactical level, counterattacking within here, but on the sort of grand strategic level, they do very poorly. And in my discussions, in sort of open forum, just because I've also had other discussions, they tell me that, well, we want a good dynamic AI. I think they use the term dynamic AI. That's going to give players a challenge, because and I was saying, well, why don't you script the defenses of nations or the attacks of nations? Script them. And it's not like a hard-coded scripting, like division name X, Y, Z is going to attack from this province to this province, a detailed, script, but a general sort of scripting priority, like Warplan does, because I've talked to the developer who also does the AI for Warplan. Al, I know Al. I've talked to him, cut on Discord and chatted with him a few times. So I know Al. And so he's scripting his AI for his game. He's only so far done theater grand strategy, meaning Europe and now Pacific, and is going to be or already started working on global for his game. Now his is every 2 weeks, turn, your turn, I go, you go kind of turn situation. So it's not nearly as complicated. He does scripting. Well, the Hoi 4 people told me, the dev team, well, the player will just learn what the script is, and then they'll be able to defeat it. Well, that's presuming that you're able to write a dynamic AI script that is challenging to the player. See, that's the point, is maybe this is actually truly a good AI. It's just hard to do, meaning there isn't somebody doing better out there when it comes to the bottom line is much better in the battle and AI department. Yes, Beam Slam, I would agree with that. But they've built things and broke things, meaning like the invasions. They had suicide invasions, and then we got to get rid of suicide invasions, and then the AI doesn't naval invasions, suicide naval invasions. And then goes to now that basically the AI doesn't do naval invasions, though the Black Ice people did some testing. They found out if you have marine units and enough of them, the AI will start to do naval invasions again. So they are giving nations like Britain and the United States more marine units, just so that they will hopefully responsibly do more AI developed naval invasions. And I've looked at some of their coding, and I think DSafe is doing a very good job at giving Britain more than it had historically, marine divisions, but not being wacky about it. So the idea is that the AI will have 4 or 6 or whatever marine divisions, and just, decide to invade in Norway. We got these guys here. Let's send them up to deal with the partisans. Oh, you're okay. There we go. Just do its own invasion of Norway, and then once it does that, then gets support, follows up with moving in some regular infantry and armored divisions and reconquer Norway on its own sort of merits, not scripted. So they should do scripted invasions, scripted defenses. And my whole point is that they should do scripted and then create a sort of WYSIWYG, what you get kind of editor for the scripts, so that it would be a lot of players could quickly become sort of modders and create defense plan, A, Z, A through Z for France, and then have the different defense plans have a percentage of likely to, be used. Some highly likely, some rarely. Like, we're going to move all our units back just into Paris. Okay, that has like a 1% happening of chance, or that's obviously being stupid, but having stuff that could rarely be done, and then the AI sort of randomly picks what it thinks a defense plan is, and so long as it meets the categories of how to defend it, and then once we can no longer hold, or the Maginot's being turned, let's then shift forces here, have like, Germany occupies these 2 hexes. Well, then no more than 2 divisions per hex along but per province along the Maginot Line. Everything else moves, to here, or not to here because it's already too late, but moves to here, or, have scripted, planned out reactions to certain things. And the dev team can make, some really good ones for some of the historical defend France and attack France, because if you're playing as France, you want Germany to attack France, and then but have a WYSIWYG that then various other people can come up with various plans to attack France as Germany. And if you're playing whether it's France or Britain or something else, the AI would pick plan Able, plan Baker, plan whatever on a percentage basis of likelihood, or something, however it does. So you as a player don't know, and you could then go in and add in user-made plans, but you don't know which one they'll pick this time. That was my suggestion to Hoi 4 people. They got, no, we want a good dynamic AI that will challenge the player. And they can't deliver that because it's hard to do. I think the ultimate answer, it's hard to do, and either they don't have the talent to program it in the company, or, and I think they do have some talented AI programmers, or they've just not given them the job of fixing the AI for Hoi 4. They're doing the AI for Stellaris or something else, and they're doing other things, and they're not really focusing on it. They scripted the UK to garrison UK only after a certain date to force it to use its troops against Germany and Italy, and the players totally massacred UK by early para invasions. Yeah, of course, you can do it. Well, I really don't know. Hello, mister. I really don't know much about Victoria 3. I've only looked at a couple of dev diaries. I have low expectations of new Paradox games now because of things like Imperator Rome, Hoi 4 being really bad at release. So I have not played, but I gather the okay, you need to come around here, and so do you. That you've now dealt with those units. I've not played Crusader Kings 3. I gather it's doing quite well. People are liking it. It's time, money, effort, whatever. I've just not been keeping up with some of the newer games from Paradox and following what's been planned. Sorry. I have played it, but I barely played Victoria 2. It's just too many things. Today, it sounds like a no-go in a game with its complexity. I would think too many variables. Well, okay. Now, I'm not a programmer. I mean, yeah, I do programming, but I'm not a programmer, meaning I'm a monkey see, monkey do, find an example of an event that sort of does what I want it to do, and find an example of another event that sort of does what I want to do, and combine the coding and whatever to a totally new event. I'm not just stealing somebody's work, but I'm not creating something new, in event styles. I dig through other people's stuff to find out, well, how did they do that? Oh, that's how they did that. Okay, and then I, sort of copy paste and then rechange, the coding to the year, date, place, location. So I'm not really a programmer. But you should be able to go script something like Maginot Line. Well, let me save this just in case here because I don't want to lose. I'm starting to talk too much. Unscripted events here. Is you go, okay, you can, and this is something that here's a problem with Hoi 4 and Hoi 3. France feels no threat from Belgium, so it puts no units on the Belgian border. Okay. Now, of course, historically, they didn't think they were going to be attacked through the Ardennes, but they had a bunch of French units here ready to rush into Belgium to defend Belgium. Right? Okay. So that's what happened historically. It had a reserve. The French reserve was back here, and it gets rushed into Belgium to hold Belgium. Well, the AI sees threat along, the Maginot/West Wall threat. So it stacks all of its forces along here. Okay, because this is where it sees the threat. Now, it doesn't see the possible future threat of coming through Belgium, presuming the Belgians are going to be peaceful and Germany isn't going to violate Belgian neutrality, the AI is thinking. the way it's programmed. Okay, well, if you can't program an AI that can foresee that you can tell it or whatever, that can foresee that, hey, this nation may be attacked and comes through it. If you can't, teach or, have an AI realize, oh, well, hey, yeah, the player can declare war on other nations and then come through that territory. So I may have to defend, even though I'm not afraid of Belgium, I'm still afraid of Germany coming through Belgium. If you can't dynamically teach them that, and they can't so far, thank you, Arna, they can't teach them that. So what do you need to do for a scripted AI? Okay, you need to tell it, this is a fortified wall here. Do not put any armored divisions along this fortified wall here. Now, maybe unless you're actually planning an offensive into German territory. But as a defensive line, do not put a single armored division here. So script, this section, no division with armor, or whatever, and you can create flags that you attach to certain divisions. So maybe an infantry division with one armored battalion doesn't meet the terms of armored division, but if you have, because that's the French did sort of parcel out a lot of company strength armor around to regular divisions. But if you're having an actual armored division, it does not get put in the Maginot Line. It can be one province behind the Maginot Line, but never in the Maginot Line. And you may script it to say no more than 3 proper infantry divisions in any one Maginot Line hex. Or saying hex or province, sorry. Doesn't matter, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so max 3 divisions. No, never anything more than 3 divisions. If one division is forced to retreat, you may have reserve divisions, if you have extra infantry divisions stacked up behind it, that will then go in and fill the gap. Okay, so one division has to retreat. Okay, well, we'll send in one division, but we're never going to have more than 3 in here. You can just script it. Now, you can also say this province here, because it can be attacked from multiple ones, this one can have 4. But these other ones can only have 3, or this one can have 5, or whatever. You script it out to say, and like we've already stated, no armored divisions. Maybe no cavalry divisions, if that exists for them. Not just cavalry attached to another division, but no cavalry divisions. And we're going to prefer to have infantry divisions here. Not Marine Corps, but maybe Marine Corps if we need it. Not colonial divisions, but maybe if we need it. But never armor, but primarily infantry. And we're also going to script, is province, because this is, originally a French province here. Is province, this was originally French here. This was originally French, sorry. Is province mountain division? Well, or is province mountainous? Well, it's on the border. So why don't we script it to say what you should probably primarily do is put a mountain division in a mountain province, not in a plains province, So, and if we don't have any mountains to put them in, well, let's put a mountain division in a hills instead of in a plains province. Script that. But we could just say, max 3 divisions, no armor. Go, if you have, then extra divisions, and then, a certain script in a certain amount of reserve to be maintained here. And then try to do a line along the, script a line along the Belgian border. And then script in something that says like, well, if Germany can occupy Sudan, and if it occupies Sudan, you then start sending your reserve divisions to create a line back here. Now, of course, the divisions that are already here, they may try to counterattack, but you start, your reserve divisions. And if this province and this province, or either one of them, is now occupied by Germans, any divisions over 2 So if you had 3 or more, because like I said, but any divisions over 2 along the Maginot Line, you start moving any divisions over that, from that layer, you start creating a line back here in France. Okay, you can script these things that, and you could try to do it, or that, you can sort of how I'm trying to explain to do it, that you go, okay, well, once this is breached, not just that you're trying to either cut it off or counterattack it, which the force is, but you go, yeah, we're not doing this. And you go, okay, well, at some point, whether Italy, the high threat value Italy, so we're keeping French divisions along Italy. Is Italy at war, and is Paris under threat? Well, Italy is not at war with us, and Paris is under threat because they've, gotten to Compiègne or whatever here, or gotten to Arras and Quintus and whatever. Okay, so now we go max 1 division along the Italian border, preferred if it's a mountain province, preferred mountain division, but max 1 division here. Send all rest of these divisions up to Paris. Now, maybe it's too late anyways, but at least you're trying. And you can script these kind of things out to happen, to have priorities. It's not a hard coding as in, this division there, or this tactic. And I'm not so much trying to say a tactical, like, well, if Sedan is held, you can only attack it from here and here. You can't just attack it from one. No, you have certain levels of dynamic to it, but you have priorities, and you script out a defense plan for France. And if you go, well, if 2 or more Maginot Line provinces held, is conquered, breached through, and maybe you script it, well, you try to counterattack for 4 days or 6 days, and if that doesn't succeed in a victory, then all Maginot Line provinces are now going to be abandoned, and you're going to come back to the Moselle line or something like that. Or so you can script in, like fallback, like if they breach here, okay, well, no point, if you breach here and you breach here and you breach here, and you breach, you breach here and you breach here, there's no point in trying to really hold these lines. So you're just creating a pocket. Fall back, fall back, fall back. And that's how, and then you tell it, not maybe just to fall back to where you can't, don't be French about it, like, oh, well, we have a report that the German tanks are here. Okay, we'll send divisions to here. Well, by the time, the division's coming from, the Italian border, Germany's going to be way over here, because they're going to keep moving. So scripted go, well, if Germany takes this province, take Italian divisions and move them, plan to move them back to some defensive line, the Loire River here or something like that, plan to shift forces to a predetermined line, and then you rush everything you can. Now, they may get attacked in the rear, they may not be able to achieve the plan, but you give plans, and then if that plan fails, then you have plan B, plan C, plan D, of a particular defense plan, fallback lines that you keep trying to do that kind of thing. And you set that up, and yeah, you can defeat my plans, but hell, we can defeat the French AI anyway. So it's, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Some sort of doctrine concept, but you can do doctrine concepts like, do you counterattack or not, or whatever. That's sort of a doctrine kind of concept for sure. But also I'm looking at the idea of the maximum strengths, the minimum strengths, what do you do with extra stuff? Do you ever defend the Spanish border as France, or not, or all that kind of stuff. And you just do that. So that's how I foresaw They're about ready to collapse, so we'll send in the HQ unit with a cavalry regiment and an HQ unit with the motorized infantry battalion, and we will support it with an attack there. Okay, well, he won there. Good in the Black Sea. Right, well, we'll support that attack. And we've lost this province. Oh, thank you. So this, I don't know why. Is it because there was a German unit attacking? Why are these provinces... Is it just purely because the German unit is attacking here that this is turned over to Germany? I mean, this should be... Because I came out of Finnish territory, it should be Finnish. I'm going to lose this division now because Finland did not keep putting troops in here. And oh, shit. See, why don't you come up and help me here, dudes? You know, I've totally lost all of the Romanian army that wasn't granted to me. Now, yes, Romania did maintain I got all these units here that I've been waiting. Oh, we finally made it ashore here. For a while, this was only going at speed. No, you come back here. Rebase, you come to there. You move out there. You move, I think, also along here. You're a nice, sort of armored mountain division. No, we got them pushing. These were made for better invasion forces. And they have some liners still there. Okay, create supply convoy. We're going to come out of Paula, and we're going to go to Bantumi. So we're putting supplies right into there. And so if you scripted some stuff, I think you would have had a better result than what we have. Now maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe it would be too formulaic. Maybe what they have is currently is the best that is practically possible for current AI programming and current computer power, because you really have to understand how remarkable even Hearts of Iron 3 is compared to a lot of stuff that, and I know some of you watching either live or later play Slytherin games and go, hey, this is more accurate, more historically accurate, and this is more of a challenge. You know, Strategic Command or War Plan, games I both love, know the developers on, you know, both the games. They're, you know, like it is to say, this is technically, although it looks like it's real time, this is technically a turn base. There is initiatives, but it's an hourly turn base. It's not a daily, even let alone weekly, but it's like 2 weeks. Go by on a clock for one turn, you know, your side turn, and then 2 weeks, not 2 weeks in the same 2 weeks, but it's a different next 2 weeks, next turn. So going through, you know, an Axis and an allied turn in both War Plan and Strategic Command go through 1 month of war. And so the AI does its calculations, you know, several times through its AI turn. And then you see the clock run and it's doing its thing. Well, this is constantly doing its thing, and it's how much performance a computer can have till this day, you know, and not just programming levels. And I'm not a programmer. I know to a degree I'm talking out my ass. I do know that. But we're definitely looking at the idea that this, okay, finally you guys have taken this. Get moving. Get moving. Okay, you keep moving into there. But how much processing power, how much other capabilities that a computer needs to do to run a game like this is still rather remarkable. Well, they're still crushing a big pocket here, and there's more forces coming in, but good. Yes, beam slam. And so, you know, it doesn't want to, you know, I like Paradox development teams. I like a lot. I love a lot of their games. Don't want to just say like. I love a lot of their games. It doesn't mean I'm not going to complain about when I don't like something about it. Doesn't mean I could do better. You know, some of the stuff, yeah, I can do better. I make better events than they do. Now, I may take a lot more time than they do making the events, put a lot more love and care into it, and whatnot. So some of the stuff, yes, I do better. Is that my ego talking? Sure, maybe. But people seem to like my event mods. Oh, another division shattered. Damn, it's these Jaeger divisions. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're just going against too strong of a division. I think I just complained about Jaeger divisions. So these guys, we're going to take the pressure off of there. We're going to send them to there. Okay, we're going to use the more healthy one to attack, and the less healthy one, we're going to get it to go advance forward. You no longer need to stay there. So I will gladly accept that a lot of this stuff is maybe pretty good. I couldn't do any better. Well, we may get these shipped up, back up to Finland. Put you on trains in essence. Oh, good. Now oh no, we're not yet across. Okay, we're almost there. Well, yeah. Well, you know, I still think this is the best. But one of the things I really love about Hearts of Iron 4 is the ability for both with allies, I think with allies, but definitely with minor allies or puppets of one status or another, you can request / demand forces. There is both part of the problem here is, and I don't know if we can see any on the map, but there are some of these are German forces actually that were given over to help Romania have a stronger army, which was historically some German units, not given to Romania, but sort of put in that theater, as well as there are Romanian forces that have been given over to Germany to sort of simulate the forces here. I really wish I had more control over some of these. I know, you know, okay, what I need to do here is allied objectives. And this is what you can do, and to some degree they pay attention to these. To some degree. Because we can give these as allied objectives. Now, I don't want them to overly do too much here because, yeah, they've sort of been, collapsing around here. But I would like them to, deal with some of this stuff here. Now, we're going to. They may eat a lot of our supplies and may mess things up. But let's see what we can do. We can come here. Romania. Wow. Okay. We'll give this as a Romanian objective. Let's see. Let's give here as an Italian objective. And let's give here as a, where is it? We're a Hungarian. These are not in alphabetical order. Objective. Let's see what the AI does with that. The reason I invaded Switzerland almost entirely was to stop the Italians from garrisoning the Swiss border. Whether we think France or Vichy France should be an Axis ally at this time is debatable historically. But we see they may not be great divisions, here. Let's see, there's like one light armored unit that we're seeing on top there. And semi-motorized. Yeah, they're not great divisions or anything like that. But, okay, now here's 5 brigades of light armor sitting right here. We see 4 battalions of motorized infantry, which go to some degree with those light brigades. 4 regiments of armored engineers, 6 of artillery, 3 infantry regiments, 3 wagon units, so presumably 3 infantry divisions are sitting here. So there's a lot of stuff here. How many? 5 motorized divisions. So there's 8 divisions between armored of various types, but between armored and infantry divisions, there's 8 divisions sitting right here in Kogolan. Okay. Well, you don't want to put too much in Tunisia because they actually captured Tunisia from the French during the war with France. So this was an actual capture, not just a territory swap. And yeah, there's maybe and if you put too many divisions down here, you starve them, so if the AI just sends way too much here, between the ports, I don't know how much shipping Italy has right at this moment, but obviously it needs to ship, supplies in through these ports. And these ports, aren't great. Level 3, what is Mogadishu? Level 3, so, we're talking level 3 ports here. Level 1, you got Vichy France's here, level 3. So, it's not a lot of supply capability. So, yeah, they shouldn't have huge numbers of armies down here because that becomes a detriment. Well, Japan is not yet at war with the Soviets, so we can't give them a Stalingrad. But we will see. And I have definitely in the past seen like a lot of Romanian armies slowly move through here, and quite honestly, I'm testing this out again, but I have definitely seen a lot of useless armies moving around and eating my supplies and making things worse than well, somehow they're retreating to ships at sea, I guess. to the liners, because they were there. I don't know if they'll succeed in their withdrawal to the sea, but we've got Sevastopol. And so what we will now do is, well, let's readjust this. And to some degree, this definitely works. Well, let's see here. Okay, Paolo to Kretch. So we're currently sending supplies every day and fuel to Kretch through here. And I just don't think it's been enough time for the supplies get to Bentumi, get there. But let's go create a supply convoy. We can go again, Paula, to Sevastopol. Now, they will send supplies to Sevastopol like they are to Kretch, but I don't know how much supplies they're going to send on into the supply system through this method. Okay, here is Moscow. So we can see here where we are. Quite a ways. We're still not there. Arno. And yeah, on changing over, yeah, you can go in and try to edit the save game file. It's sort of complicated, but that's... I'm as much looking at how to make things work right as it is, as I am about just how could I modify. Oh, you're still... Oh, no, here. Yeah, you're still defending? Oh, I thought we won. The forces are under attack. Okay. Man, it's taken a long time for these guys to get... You counterattack that armor. One there, you push up there. Okay, well, we've got back to here. They're being pushed, they're falling back. These guys are coming in here. Here, okay. What are we facing off against? A bunch of stuff. Okay, here we go. Now, we've seen now a launching of Romania. This is just because I did this to here. And we're seeing a launching of Hungary towards here. Now, what I also think I remember seeing, and please note my language, that if they take this, they'll stack up a big, huge forces. But then if I tell them to go to here, they'll actually sort of like go back home and then come back or something. It's been a long time since I've done this. And let's see, Italy. Okay, well, I haven't seen a movement by Italy yet that I could identify. So you can try this method here. Hopefully this will get these guys to come into here and here. I don't know. Oh, another Jaeger division. I think, well, I'm sure it is much dealing with that I'm sending these Jaeger divisions in these swamps against too good of units, and the swamps have too high of a value, maybe, of defensive abilities. Now that I'm into the game of remixing Black Ice to I don't know. I'm going to look at this, see if they up the supply, the defensiveness of swamps. I don't know that they have, but I just see some of this is just, and I trust me, when I use words like seems like, it seems like swamps are harder to take than it is as I remember in the past. But maybe I'm just remembering the the good things and not the bad things. Yeah, that's an interesting way to do that, beam slam, and that to me is a very, I don't know how to say it, good way to play. Like what you're talking about, but that's just, I guess, either not the way I want to play or what I'm trying to design for. And look at it. It's because obviously it's a lot of micromanaging and takes a fair amount of talent to do what you're doing. Okay, I think we will come here and link up there, cutting off that supply unit. What are you? Oh, you got a good headquarters on you. Yeah, you'll join this attack here. You're pushing there. Okay, you keep coming up this way. You, once you get there, come in and attack there. Right. Yeah, no, it's a really good idea what you're talking about. For me, it's more of a, like I was just saying, you know, what do people want to do? And you know, one of the viewers here, and I really like his attitude about things, is Klaus, and he's the type of guy that goes through and makes sure all the divisions have like the historical names. Now these are, you know, some are, you know, event given, but non-event given stuff, he'll go in and rename them to the historical names. And then he will make sure the historical commander of the division is the one that's commanding that division. And then he'll make sure the order of battle, you know, is to the right, you know, core, you know, the divisions are in the right cores for like starting Barbarossa, and make sure the cores are the right armies, and the armies are in the right army groups, and does all that stuff out. And that's wonderful, but I just don't have the detailed mind or desire to go in and where are we attacking with this guy? Okay, stop attacking for a little while. To go in and do all that manually and whatnot. Just a few conversion rules is needed. Yeah, just a few, I guess you meant, but yeah. And so, I think he does play War in the East too, as well. You know, not War in the East too as well. Use the language correctly. Yeah, no, it's that kind of mindset, and that's really cool. And I think it's really cool, and I like that kind of stuff. It's just my patience isn't there to actually play that kind of stuff. Now, you know, you got famous divisions like the you know, Leibstandard or whatever, and I know it's Sepp Dietrich, so I put Sepp Dietrich in charge of it. And no, I don't know what army group it was in. We just lost this. Okay. Oh, he was down here somewhere. Oh, I think he was attacking up into here. And so yes, if you're expecting either out of a Let's Play or my regular playing to play like that, you'll be disappointed. Now, when I try to make a mod, and if I'm going to, you know, go in and do some historical detail, okay, I think this guy may be heading up to deal with some of this other stuff, and these guys may be moving in there. Now, if you're talking hourly going doing this stuff, I don't dislike this at all. You know, the way I'm playing here, as opposed to drawing battle lines and watching it all play out. Okay, capital ship damage control has advanced. Is that here? Damage control. Okay, it's off, so we're going to come over to armored spearhead. That would be a good one. And so certain levels of micromanagement I really enjoy, and trust me, I do when I was playing on my own, play this a lot slower than I'm playing now. Okay, you support the attack. You support the attack. You get your ass moving. You get your ass moving too. Okay, let's look at terrain. Yeah, I think it's better to move you north. Make that a victory. Hey, IKB. Well, in a way, playing a game like this is about, for me, time consuming. I don't play to complete fast. I mean, obviously, when making these videos, and I know some people just want to see gameplay. Some people just want to hear me talk history, and so I try to keep a balance. And one of the things that takes a fair amount of time, of course, is talking all the history, and I hope it's fun and interesting to listen to. If it's not, then I'm doing something wrong. But and whatnot, and so yeah, it's all various balancing out. Okay, well, they're not in great shape, but what we're going to do is, because these guys are sort of being tied up by being counterattacked, we're going to attack into there, just mostly to get them to stop attacking some of these other provinces. Like that. Okay. Now you attack there. You stop it. Well, no, we'll wait to get that going. Okay. Yeah, you fell back into here. You come this way. We want you to come to there. Okay, at least he has some support there. Now you support that attack after he supported you before. Okay, finally Grossdeutschland is now in the battle. Actively. Okay, we just got Rostov. Okay. Okay, they're about ready to, the enemy is about ready to shatter, so we're doing pretty good pushing there. These guys are going to shatter on us, I think, / hope. They're doing fine holding there, and they're behind the river, not even being attacked. Good. Again, these guys are probably going to shatter on us, or are shattering on us. It's a little heavier of an attack, but I think we'll be alright. I really don't want to have Iran in the war and then just simply collapse. And Iran is weak enough that I don't want to give it like, hey, yeah, push up here with me. But what about Iraq. There's one infantry division there. They may have a lot more HQs than they need. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, these are colonial infantry. Colonial infantry. I don't know. Now we lost here. They're going to regain that. Reinforcing, okay. They're going to regain there. These guys are coming here. Let's shift back up towards Stolino. Ships haven't made it there yet. Now, how are we doing out here? What's going on? Okay, lots of air that, well, I'm not using too much air in the east, whether I should be or not. Oh, we got a lot of Soviet forces coming through here. Where the hell? Oh, they're all probably going to. Well, all they have left is this port near Rostov. Level 1, it looks like. Well, let's take that, just to take that. And then we have Novorossiysk. And then once we get that, then that's it for ports in the Black Sea. Maybe the Italians will deal with all these guys. Those are a lot of subs, I think. And I don't have much anti-submarine here, so I'm not going to have the Kriegsmarine come out and get sunk. What are they? Yeah, these are subs that we're bombing here. Well, happy birthday, Rhaegar. My birthday wasn't too long ago, a few days, but not too long ago myself. But yeah, happy birthday. Hope things are well with you. All right. Okay, oh, we had another tech. Okay, we're winning there. Good. Oh, 2 techs. Okay, machine gun cannon combo advance. That would be here, and we'll stop that. We're getting a lot of opportunities to research various things, and you can see down at the bottom here, attack movement plus 5%, or yeah, 7.5%. Masterful breakthrough plus 1, and mechanized breakthrough plus 2 as a tactic, and as well as increasing morale a bit and reducing combat width on a bunch of mechanized and motorized type units. Great. Air support. Okay, cast morale, reserve tactical, nice, but I don't use a lot of air power as much as I should. Defense and depth, those are some really good counterattack and whatnot. And delay diversion. Well, we'll do defense and depth and interception tactics in advance. That would be over here, I think. Maybe everything's temporary, but I just want to look through here, make sure, because I don't want to slow up my forces right now, so I'm not doing that one just for that. Let's do delay and diversion here as being more useful in the near term than just better air interception. Okay, we are again making more supplies than we're needed, though we have enough supplies for the moment. There's a lot just sort of lost in the system. Can they resupply? Well, you mean get supply from? Yes, in a way they could, I think. Well, I'm not sure. No, they're a different faction. No, they can't. No, sorry, no, they can't because they're a different faction. They cannot. They can only be in Russian faction ports, I think. So I don't think they allow military access, but I don't think they can. So once we take these two ports, and we're going to take that one fairly soon, and this, I don't know which direction we're going to take that from, though this is now maybe a little bothersome that we're going to see subs coming here. I presume that's where they're going. So they can't get through here. They can get through here. And hopefully, like I say, hopefully the Italians will deal with some of them. Once we take away their two ports here, they'll just be sort of sitting here, or they'll head out here and head for Vladivostok or something. There are still some ships up here. I don't know what they are, but I'm going to need to supply this better once we get these guys into here and take Murmansk. Okay, you're defending. Okay. You're pushing there, good. Okay, you guys are across the river. You need to attack. And you need to attack. I know Moscow's in that direction, but we're having some trouble here. So you're going to attack here. You're going to come down and join them. Some of these units, with the amount of pushing, oh, you're about ready to shatter, don't need you to do that. Amount of pushing on there, well, he's down to one actual unit that's fighting, the rest are just sort of there. They're taking a long time. Okay, good. Well, I think let's save this. I think we'll end this episode, not the live stream, but the episode here. I want to thank everyone who made it this far. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, of course, by this time you better subscribe to the channel and, of course, like the videos. That really helps so much if you do those things. Thank you so much if you're doing it. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.